Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Welcome back to another Pro 1v1 match, but actually it's a complete challenge, best of 11 challenge. This was a sponsored match by a guy called Poor, and usually I don't like casting replays with myself included, but a few people messaged me over the last few days saying I'm going to post any challenges that I've been involved in, or 1v1 matches. People bored of me playing free-for-alls all the time. I'm going to post any 1v1 matches, so it makes more than sense to post this. I didn't actually record it. It was played on the 1st of April, but the reason I didn't record it is because, yeah, as you know, I've mentioned loads of times before, sometimes my PC's crashing when I'm recording or streaming games, and I didn't want to risk that happening in an in-money challenge. So we've got myself up in the north with the GLA Vanilla in the blue, and then down in the south, we've got Big Size with the USA Vanilla in the orange. The first 3 maps were set, so it'll be always USA GLA. That's what... oh, we got another drunk guy here. No way. It's the same guy of Farmlands of the Fallen. First 3 maps were set, and it will always be USA GLA unless it went to an air mirror. Well, unless it went to a decider, then it would be an air mirror. All of that was chosen by the guy who sponsored it, called Paul. He specifically wanted to see USA GLA, which I think is a pretty much 50-50 matchup. Yeah, maybe debatable, actually. I actually think if a super AI played the GLA and played absolutely perfect, I think actually GLA should win. But I think for a human player to play GLA absolutely perfect, because you need to be everywhere, building tunnels, building workers, scrap denying. Well, not scrap denying, but you need to be everywhere. You need to have a good start. You need to get some good TNTs off. You need some decent micro. I mean, yeah, if you're in a GLA mirror, you need to be scrap denying as well, but not in the case of USA. So yeah, all of it will be USA GLA unless it goes to a decider. Then it'll be an air mirror. First 3 maps are fixed. This one here is called Blossoming Valley, I believe. Can't remember what the next ones are. I think Snowy Drought might be one. Actually can't remember what the next few are. It's been a few days. Okay, so I've got a few attacks going on here. This one's a TNT. It's got 4 terrorists in there, so to actually hit a barracks isn't that great really, but SiZe walked a V into it there, which is pretty good. But then I've also got an attack going here, which is a tech RPG. What a lot of people will do, because I did prepare for like 5 minutes going into this, what a lot of people will do is like the 1-2 punch that I've talked about in the GLA tutorial before. Some people will go for the tech RPG initially, which will keep the USA busy, and then you'll come in with a TNT a little bit later on. Now, if I'd have done that here, it might have worked, but actually what I wanted to do was try to get the TNT in before SiZe got a decent amount of Vs out. That's what I was trying to do. So I've got a decent amount of tech RPGs here, taking down the supply because SiZe just kind of left it for a second, but he did send his Vs in and lost one. Nice laser look from SiZe, as you would expect. But yeah, if SiZe did his normal War Factory barracks over here, I was hoping that TNT would actually get in a TNT that one, but SiZe has done it in a bit of a weird position. Laser look comes in from SiZe again, trying to take down the power. This is actually really good damage for a GLA to start off with. Taking down 2 key buildings, and how many Vs has he lost? He's lost at least 3 Vs that I can remember there. Power and a supply. This is good damage that the GLA definitely does need to get off. And I think at the top level, the GLA also, behind all this, needs to be expanding to get that 3rd supply. And after you've had a good start and then get that 3rd supply as well, I think from that point, there should be no way that GLA is losing. The only annoying thing is when he gets like stray missile defenders everywhere, your technicals can go down very quick if you get some nice laser lock on. But in that case, you want to focus down the missile defenders that are laser locking you very, very quick. Sometimes when SiZe is behind, or when a lot of players are behind, they've lost 1 supply, they will, behind this, go for the capture upgrade and try to get the oils. Clicking on that range, though, he hasn't got the capture upgrade just yet. But SiZe is in these buildings. But now I'm on that 3rd supply, got a decent amount of technicals out. There should be no way to lose this, really. Got a super attack in here as well, so it's useful for killing all of this stuff. And, I mean, probably from a few minutes ago, this was probably already over, but this is definitely over now. Behind this, even expanded to a 4th, getting more tunnels. I think, even though this is already won, little probably tip for my own self is probably to get in some more flanking tunnels on the left and the right, because just in case SiZe did hold that, getting some tunnels on the left and right to push even further, and then dropping down the palace and stuff like that. But yeah, I think as soon as you get your third supply down, that enables you then to drop down a second arms dealer, keep up the technical production, and just keep on top of that V count. So yeah, I chose to start off with the GLA there. Thought catch SiZe a little bit unawares, hit him really, really hard, and try and get that win there. Because I think when you can now play the USA, I think of the USA, if you just have good micro and you just stop the first initial TNTs and stuff like that, then you should be able to win with the USA. It's a very interesting matchup, to be honest. I know I keep saying if the GLA plays perfect, should the USA even be able to win? But it is quite a long map. These sort of TNT there from me fail. So yeah, it's a very interesting matchup. Let me know in the comments if you think USA or GLA is stronger, or does it hardly depend on the map. Okay, so we're off to a good start. We've got a 1-0. We need some superb micro now. Stop the initial TNTs. Stop any tech RPGs. Don't get dozer hunted. It's as far as RTS games go, it is quite an easy faction to play is the USA, because you're going to be selling your CC to get the extra 1,000. You're always making 2 dozers. You never see USA make 3 dozers. On rare occasions on TD and some of the maps, you'll see them do a dozer rush down the middle and then do a drop with another dozer to try and catch them unawares. There's 2 dozers running around in the beginning. But 99% of the time, you're going to be making 2 dozers, 2 supplies, War Factory barracks boxed in. And as far as RTS games go, like most of the games, you'll be able to win with just that without even making a strategy center or a CC. But if the game does go any longer and you've got a bit of safety, you can drop down that strat and CC, and if the game progresses, then yeah, that's the next stage to it. So we've got SiZe doing another tunnel in the same place that I did before. I can't remember if that one is exactly the same place or not. Looks similar. But this place here is quite a safe place to build a tunnel, because you can get in some of these buildings when the RPGs are out. It's also not too far into the enemy base that those will crush you. But it's also quite forward that your first attack will probably come from here as well. Yeah, I chose to sell the CC. SiZe in the previous game kept his CC and lost. A lot of people in the comments are always saying on various replays that people should keep the CC more because they always win when they keep the CC. Not true in the first game. At least. Because I think you need that extra 1,000 to get your first few Vs out. And yeah, maybe you could even invest that 1,000 into a quicker firebase. So SiZe stopped the power there, but he did lose his technical, 2 terrorists and 2 RPGs, so a bit of an even trade. SiZe has hunted 1 dozer though. But all in all, losing a dozer doesn't really mean that much, because I have got another one here. Albeit it has been forced out because I've built the power nice and tucked way back here. I should do a bit of a misclick here, don't I? That's completely messed up. I haven't actually played that many 1v1s in the last couple of months. I was ill for a bit, and then yeah, I've been trying to fix my PC for a bit. I had grandparents over for a bit, so I've actually been playing this challenge here against SiZe is basically a warm-up for Vivid, who are playing the next tournament, the semi-finals of the $1,100 extravaganza tournament. That's one good reason why this was happening, to try and get me back in the thing of playing the strong players. So SiZe has lost quite a lot of RPGs here, actually, for nothing. The only thing he's achieved with the RPGs, really, was stopping that dozer. Yeah, if you've got a bit of unscouted map, like if I didn't have that range there and that, SiZe would have these sneaky tunnels here and I wouldn't know about it. So I've sent these rangers over here to scout. If you leave a flank unscouted, then you can guarantee SiZe is going to be pushing there with quads. That's one thing to notice about SiZe's GLA. It does make a lot of quads. Here you go. But I always like, if you make quads and you go up against the USA, who has good micro, and you end up killing no Vs, but you do end up losing loads of quads. There's nothing worse than that feeling when you're just hopeless. Like with technicals, you can micro them a bit, you can try and come in and trap the Vs, although they are weaker and can't shoot up. But the quads are just like, if the USA has such good micro, the quads you just find they don't do all so much. But again, I know I'm talking a lot about strategy and hypothetical situations here, but it might be useful for some people, is that if the USA moves out, like with this bunch of Vs, and starts putting pressure on the GLA can actually go for a base trade and actually go in with a big army of quads and actually just go in and base trade. And that's sometimes actually what SiZe likes to do. That's a lot of his strategy, is that. So this is all the kind of things I was thinking going into this. But what SiZe is good at is stealths his tunnels, so you'll accidentally run into one. A bit like a trap in a jungle or something. And then he's good at chasing down the weak ones. So I lost a couple of Vs there, which is kind of bad, really. I ideally don't want to be losing any of them, but if you don't know where the tunnels are and you've got no CC to scan, then that does happen. But he is losing a lot of quads. He has expanded also to a third supply. Got a similar setup to what I did in the previous game in terms of his base. That's a bit of a Fargo pop there for SiZe, but he did take down... It was a bit of a trade-off. He's lost like 3 quads and this 1 RPG for 1 V, so... I suppose if he does stop this attack, he's going to save that supply. But that 1 V there is going to auto-heal because it's Vet 2. And it's going to have more HP. It's going to be harder to kill. So I'm just trying to clear out some buildings. Picked up them same rangers that went inside of there, if I'm not mistaken. And actually then combat drop this one. And then you can actually evac him again and combat drop another one just to clear out all the buildings. But here I was actually distracted, SiZe. I only just shot that once or a couple of times and then flicked back to these ones. The distraction was here, made him pop there, and then I went in to clear these tunnels with these Vs. Fargo pop there from SiZe for sure. Might take down 1 V though. Yeah, losing 1 V for 3 quads, a tunnel, and whatever else was there, I think is worth it. But here I slip up a little bit. Actually wasn't paying attention to that V for a second. Technical moving in. My dozer's exposed here as I'm trying to build that second supply. I've actually still got a Chinook back there, which is, yeah, a little bit slow bringing that back. I see the technical coming in. Laser lock that. I'm going to need to cancel this to keep laser locking through. But my dozer is actually hidden there. This TNT is actually going to get through. Yeah, this is a nasty TNT, actually. I'm moving out now with all my Vs, but this is a nasty one because I made my ambulance at exactly the same time. Killed the firebase as well. So yeah, I should have cancelled that ambulance, really. Maybe I was subconsciously hoping it would have run over a few terrorists and wouldn't kill the supply. But the problem is for SiZe now, looking at the map, I didn't necessarily 100% notice in the game, but SiZe has no forward tunnel now whatsoever. And this is what I'm talking about the position that the GLA now finds himself in, is with all of these quads that, if you've ever played the Humvee training map, okay, you would have an ambulance as well, but if you ever played the Humvee training map, quads absolutely suck against well-microed Vs. So as long as your micro here is all well and good, and he's got no forward tunnel, it is exactly that. It's all good. He's dropped off a worker here, actually, and he's going to hunt me here. So whilst I was 100% focusing over here, he's done an Excal strat, which is send a deck RPG in and make sure that the opponent does get hunted. Could argue SiZe maybe should have dropped down a tunnel there, because these Vs were bound to go back and actually find this. Got to stop this worker as well, because one thing I'm aware of is, this, like I said before, if you go in for the kill on the GLA, and he's got a forward tunnel here, he's going to do some kind of base trade. And if you're doing a base trade when you've got no dozer, that's very, very dangerous. Has he got a worker there? Yeah, he does. Didn't even realize that in the game. That's one pro tip, by the way. Hide a worker behind a tree. Need to stick that on my pro tips. So SiZe is a little bit stuck now because he's got no forward tunnel anywhere. He has to kind of push out with Vs, but what I find, if you actually have 2 Vs and an ambulance, you will micro them very, very heavily, and you will highly likely not lose the 2 Vs. But if you've got more Vs, you're more likely to slip up, because the more Vs are going to be in more positions. You're more likely to slip up. So I was focusing hard here not to lose even a single V. Just from experience, the bigger group you have, the more likely you are to lose maybe one. And you don't really want to lose any, especially when you've got no dozer back at home. Need to be winning soon. But I did see that SiZe actually mined out on his main. He's only got 1 arms dealer now too. Yeah, SiZe's trick is he likes to make it look like he's going back, And then as you come in, he will then quickly turn around and pounce on your Vs and try to take down your Vs. So you always got to be paying attention. Don't just assume that he's just going to go all the way back here. He's probably going to be looking, and he actually, I've seen his screen before. He will wait on a tunnel for ages and press V for evacuate as soon as you go anywhere near it. That's one thing he's very, very good at. So you've got to keep making sure there's no point at which he can press V to evacuate and catch your Vs. I only fully went in there when I knew if he had popped, it would have been a Fargo pop, and he would have completely lost everything. He's going in for a counter attack here again, realizing that it's pointless against these Vs. I do have a number of missile defenders back at home, so this is an annoying thing again for GLA. If you are going for this base raid and you don't have many quads, and they're in a single file formation like that one, then actually a number of missile defenders just by themselves, even though they'll trade off a little bit, some nice laser lock will at least kill 70 or 80% of this army, or very, very weaken it. But I wasn't 100% paying attention back here, but I do some laser locks. Yeah, see, the laser lock's not the greatest, but as long as I weaken a bit of it, see, you've even with not the perfect laser locks, still killed 80%. Bit of a decision to make here for me. Do I go back with the whole army and just make sure that these can't kill anything? Or do I try and micro this 1V just to stop it? Because this 1V is a little bit low. SiZe will always be paying attention and make sure that when he can catch your V, he will. So luckily he managed to hold there, but it's actually pretty close. Cleared out his mid. He's got one more worker here. Just going to always stop that aggressive tunnel. And then SiZe realizes he can't win now. But I think, yeah, mainly because he's making a lot of quads. If you just focus on decent micro, I think your Vs will have a better time against the GLA quads. Okay, moving on to the next map. So I'm back as the GLA. Typically, I don't like this map. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I think it's because, like, on other maps, you have like a mid area, which, okay, that mid there is kind of like the same width as like on a tournament desert. But then on tournament desert, you would have like the width there for a flank. But here you've got that bit of the flank, and then you've got that bit as well. So it's like twice as wide of a flank. And then over here is exactly the same, or even worse, you could say, because all of this, even though it's got a few buildings and a few obstacles, it effectively is all flat land, isn't it? So you have to have tunnels like here, 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 and here to cover all the entrances. And for GLA, it's kind of tough. So, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. Also is the USA. It's annoying if GLA gets inside of that, gets an RPG inside of there, and then starts building a tunnel there. It can go very, very sour quick. Good little start for me there. Actually, perfect start, because he's lost a dozer. He's lost the dozer and didn't even lose a worker or an RPG or anything, and straight away now he's on one dozer. Yeah, one thing I don't like about this map is this supply. Someone needs to do some analysis into this. This supply, always your workers are going all the way around here to collect from this side and then all the way back to your supply, especially when you've got it boxed in. It's the weirdest supply, and must change so many games. The top level in 0 is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so I've got a bit of a multi-pronged attack going on here again from GLA. Tech RPG, SiZe not paying attention for a second, does lose a lot of HP on that. And at the same time, like I said before, it's annoying if GLA gets inside of that bunker and builds a tunnel there. It's going to be an annoyance for him. But the way to stop that is to combat drop it. And I think, actually, SiZe is going for that. I think he's made a few ranges from here. Actually, a very good start for me so far. But SiZe has cleared that now, which means he could really push anywhere here. I've not actually got these bunkered. Tech RPG still doing some damage here, but he is going to clear it eventually. I don't think I've killed any of these. Is that a TNT? Oh, I think... Do I mess this one up? Yeah, I messed it up. That's pure greed, that is pure greed. Because I went for the double TNT. I went for that hit there. If that had a hit and killed both, probably a 1 game right there, actually. But the fact that it didn't hit, that's a massive blow to me now, because he's... has he made a second Chinook? Yeah, he's lost 1 Chinook. Because really, he's still on 4 Chinooks. He's still been on 4 Chinooks pretty much the entire game. Nice little firebase going on there from SiZe. Next attack from me. I'm much slower here building a 3rd. Actually, I don't think I even make a 3rd. Yeah, trying to do what damage I can here. Don't know if I needed to necessarily go back there, you know. I think I could have stayed. That Via there is pretty fully loaded. I think I sacrificed some RPGs there for pretty much nothing. Here comes the next attack from me. Just 2 RPGs in this one. That's not really going to do that much damage. But I am floating a bit of cash here, so I think... I actually think now, looking back, another TNT there would have been more effective than this just little tech RPG. Maybe this is a Terror Tech. I think there's just 2 terrorists inside of there, but didn't really do that much. But keep it on the aggression. You've got to keep the USA down. You've got to keep his V count down. Should be targeting that one, man. That's low. So yeah, kind of good damage. Definitely not as strong as the first game on Blossoming Valley. But I think a major setback for me here is actually I've made that second arms dealer before the 3rd. And actually should have done some more better TNTs. A higher volume of TNTs. I shouldn't have been greedy there. So I was actually going to start to clear me out here a little bit. Don't know what's inside that. Oh, that's an empty tech. If ever you're feeling a little bit under pressure, do an empty tech as a distraction to keep his V's out of position, keep him feeling afraid that he's going to get hunted or TNT'd. Because I'd lost a lot of technicals back there. I think only 1 of them escaped. And yeah, I'm kind of... At this point, you've got to be scared of the USA just pushing out somewhere. Because this is when USA is very strong. Because he can push this position now, and there's not really a lot I'm going to be doing against that. Is that another fake from me this time, or is it real? Yeah, it's a fake again. But again, whenever I'm doing that, it's just to try and delay. And distract SiZe, slow him down a little bit, because these Vs are what I'm afraid of. So there, it's actually empty, but I've just attacked that to make him get the alert of building under attack. He's cleared out that tunnel. SiZe does go to clear it. Would he have gone back there anyway if it hadn't been for that technical? Possibly. But at this point, not really in the strongest position. It's that 3rd supply. I think I built things in the wrong order here. Building that second arms dealer. I should have got the 3rd supply first, and then that kind of gives you the economy to do that. Here comes the TNT. Still kind of good, but still kind of very late as well. I should be killing the Rangers there, but actually I think I was more worried about this big push here in the mid. Thing is with these engagements, one good engagement, if he messes his V micro up, his SiZe does do sometimes, like if he gets trapped here behind these buildings. Suddenly one engagement can turn the whole thing around. Would have been nice to get that last V. But yeah, definitely not having a 3rd here is a massive blow for me. I could have had this 3rd supply here for ages. This building here is annoying as well. I know it doesn't have that much HP as well though, so if you just attack it with a few technicals, it should go down eventually. But this is kind of stopping me from flanking. It's weakening the technicals if they come in for a flank. SiZe now Pathfinder is on level 3. But he's scared of a dozer hunt from those fake technicals I've been doing here, there, and in places. That's the TNT. Bit of a desperate attempt to try and stop this now because, especially when you get some veterancy and I'm lacking on the technical quantity, You got to try something to stop these Vs. Yeah, SiZe's very scared of a dozer hunt, clearly. Otherwise, he would be building something by now. Taking down a V for free there. That's definitely the kind of engagements I need. I'm actually slow getting oil or third or anything. That could be another TNT from me. Oh, he's got Pathfinders now, though, so it doesn't do anything. Then you got to be aware of an A10. Between there, could go very bad. Yeah, so I'm clearly behind here. SiZe's actually getting an oil as well. Do I manage to deny this? Not 100%. Yeah, I think I do, actually, with this technical. Taking down a few units there, which is good. Stop his oil cap. Take down another V there. Oh, and another one. But he's going to go and try and grab that oil again. Yeah, you don't want to let the USA economy get ahead of the GLA. No way. The GLA economy should be ahead. But after an okay few engagements, his V count now has been reduced a little bit. Man, this third supply is awful for me, looking back at this. Do I go for the oil here or something? I think I do go for the oil. I can't remember if I get it. Yeah, we know SiZe's got the capture upgrade, so he's no doubt going to be building the Ranger. There we go. To try and get this. So you might as well force fire it and stop it. That means he's invested 1,000 upgrade that he's not going to get back. He could get this artillery platform on the right. Finally, my third goes up at 10 minutes 32. It's awful. Oh yeah, SiZe is still in here as well. But the thing is, for SiZe, he's actually only got 3 buildings. If I'd have done a decent TNT here, I could have actually killed him now. I think here, yeah, I don't want to fight that because that's the beast army. Sometimes you can go for the base trade. Do I get this barracks? I mean, if I'd have killed that barracks and then got the dozer, that would have been epic, actually. Yeah, just imagine that that third supply could probably be mined out, or at least a lot of it mined out. There's the tunnel I need to cancel. I don't cancel it, though. Here comes the next attack from me. Is that a tech RPG? Tech RPG. So I am going for the dozer hunt here. Feeling a little bit desperate, to be honest, because that V army is still very strong. Tech RPG for a V, I'd probably take that. Finally made a third, but SiZe is now going to stop it. Mind that. Oh, that's a mistake, isn't it? Look at that. Holy moly. That's a mistake and a half. Sold my main. Sold my main when there's still 3k crate left. It's amazing sometimes you watch back these games, because in the moment, I was just like, oh fuck, I don't want to fight that. I don't want that to come to my base and just end the game. I was actually surprised I'm still even here now. So in the heat of the moment, you don't realize, okay, I've just sold my main. And actually I've still got a 3k crate left. But it just shows SiZe is super scared. He's obviously played XCal too many times and been traumatized from that. Notice he's got a Pathfinder still here, so even if a TNT does come in, chances are at least 2 or 3 of the terrorists will probably get picked off. Do I have tech RPGs here, though? Yeah, I do have RPGs. Trying to avoid fighting that again, so going for the counterattack. Don't know how much stuff I lost there, but he only lost 1 Crusader, though. Almost 2. SiZe now building a CC. But I'm only on 1 supply, and mainly that is because of me. I should have had another 3k. So yeah, a lot longer and closer this game than the previous ones. Tech RPG here just to annoy SiZe. SiZe is mined out on his main, so actually this is harassing his only supply. Getting the cash bounty now. Took down his Hellfire. Oh, don't say am I going to run into that. Actually, sometimes you can't remember exactly the moves you made. But SiZe now got a CC. Now he's not afraid to expand. Now he can use his A10. Oh, this is a beast shot. Did he only kill 2 technicals there, though? I remember thinking in game that was actually worse than it looked. It did look very bad, but I think only like 2 technicals on the tunnel and the oil went down. Still a bad hit, but yeah, I popped and then only then saw the A10. Firebase been placed down there. As soon as I see these Chinooks collecting from there, that's very bad news because that means SiZe's on 2 supplies. He's got a decent amount of V's out. He's got his CC up now. He's probably going to be on strat soon, and I'm only on 1 supply thanks to me selling my main. I do have buggies out now, though, because I've got this palace. It's a bit of a weird game, to be honest. I've got this bit of a beast of an army, but the base is just, like, not very existent at all, and all my map control's been taken away completely. There's a bit of a free kill there with the buggies. Got to preserve these buggies, really. SiZe could have gone in there and suicided then in order to kill the buggies, but it probably would have been worse for him, maybe, with this amount of technicals. 1 quad there for me just to harass them Chinooks on the right. All of a sudden, it doesn't look so bad for me, actually. SiZe losing Chinooks over here as well. I'm getting all the cash bounty here, so even though I'm on 1 supply, actually, in terms of the cash income, it's actually not that bad. SiZe to stop that quad though. Most of these technicals are still alive. Like, I don't think I lost any of them so far. Looking pretty good. SiZe dropping down an airfield now though, so sometimes he likes to do Raptors and sometimes Comanches. Right now, either would be good against that because I don't have any quads. SiZe moving into the main. Sell both of them. We should go 2.5k back. Sell both. What I probably should be doing here is actually, instead of focusing that supply down, actually going over here and taking down the airfield before an air unit gets up. Because now an air unit's up. That whole army is now useless, isn't it? Otherwise, that could have been quite a nice base trade. I probably would lose a base trade, though, because this can dish out more damage more quickly than this can, for example. Bit of an interesting game, isn't it? But I mean, now, even though he's losing some Vs, just that 1 Comanche alone can wreck everything. Here comes a Spectre as well from SiZe. SiZe still collecting on 2 supplies effectively, isn't he? That supply's going to go down now, but this army can't really do anything whilst this Comanche's flying around. I only have 1 building left. And here comes a leaflet. Disables half the army. Comanche now out, but now it's 100% GG. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think if I do 2 things there, a faster third supply, because my third supply was basically non-existent. Well, look at the cash, by the way. And I think if I also did more TNTs consistently throughout the first half of the game, I think that would have got me the win. And not being greedy as well on that TNT on the... I tried to go for the double and just end the game right there. That would have been a massive monster hit. But trying to be greedy sometimes. If there's Vs nearby, it's better just to play it safe. I should have just gone for the War Factory. Maybe that 1 TNT alone could have won me the game because you saw how close it was there in the end. But taking down that War Factory, maybe that would have flipped it. So yeah, sometimes being greedy can actually do you more harm than good. Okay, so on for the reverse. Now USA up in the north with the blue color. Down to the south, big size with the orange GLA vanilla. So exactly the same as before, just reversed. Now remember, the theme is that SiZe likes to go quads, whereas I like to actually make technicals. Completely different for the GLAs. Also, there's a difference here. So SiZe will make his war factory and barracks here, unboxing his thing there, whereas I actually like to. Actually, I saw Vivid do it once and I actually like it, is to actually do your base on this side and do your barracks first, because that means you can actually get inside of that. And something that SiZe likes to do is actually send his first worker to build a tunnel there. And if he gets in there and then starts doing his quads, you get a quad there and then suddenly you can't collect on this supply at all. So actually, I copied something that Vivid started doing, is actually build your war factory and barracks here, but barracks first, put your first guy in there, and then you've got an immediate kind of defense just for $300. You've got a nice defense and stops him doing the tunnel trick with quads there. Denied a worker there, which is good as well, but SiZe actually done this tunnel a little bit further back. So SiZe actually dropped off one RPG in there. Dropped off a worker there and one RPG. But one RPG isn't necessarily always enough to kill a dozer. So I did manage to stop that, actually with quite good success. But you notice I've been USA twice now, and twice my firebase didn't get up. That's because if you go in for the crush somewhere and then go back and then build the firebase, your firebase will be stuck on 50% or maybe 70 or 80% if you're lucky. But actually, if you just like use your dozer, don't go for any crushes and actually just build the firebase immediately, it might be more beneficial for you. Because really, delaying that worker isn't that much impact at all, because his first technical comes and just immediately drops off a worker. Does show which area the tech RPG is going to come from there. Slow reaction from me as well, like SiZe in the previous game. Now I think here my Vs are actually not that fully loaded. I only got 2 MDs here, and actually I invested a lot there into Hellfires, and he's actually just shot them all down, so lost loads of cash there. But did stop his RPGs, which is good. And now those technicals are just empty, so you could just leave that position. But I've actually gone to combat drop that, just like in the previous game when I was combat dropping. But because he's made quads and got a close tunnel, I've actually lost the Chinook there as well. Just 2 major losses there, or 3 actually. 1 is I didn't get the firebase up. 2 is I lost loads of Hellfires there, like 1,500 worth of Hellfires. So that's a big cash loss. And I've just lost the Rangers and the Chinook that got dropped into that. And he's still got this position. I didn't even sacrifice it. It's just, I didn't even trade it. It's just lost position. Once again, SiZe will chase down the weak Vs. Picked off that one. So pretty bad start for me all round. And SiZe is harassing now on this right side with his quads. Am I even looking here at all? Now I am. Bit late. Yeah, it's a bad position to be in, to be honest, as the USA now, because he's got his oil cap. He's got flanking positions. He's got this tunnel and these tunnels here. He's gone for his quads. He'll probably do similar tricks where he'll stealth certain tunnels. Not all of them, but he'll stealth like certain ones. Ah, look at this again. It's the workers. He even beaconed it in his own game. Look at these workers, man. Where's that one going? And now all these ones will stop while this watch, all these stop now. Literally ridiculous. But SiZe's economy is good anyway. Because he's got that third supply and he got his oil quite early as well. But yeah, that supply is always ridiculous. I think here, are my V's still not fully loaded? Yeah, they're very weak.
Got my missile launcher right here.
Yeah, this is certainly not something you should be doing as USA, having lots of V's with only one missile defender in it. Actually, thinking back now, it's probably better to evac some of these V's and send them back to base and just have more fully loaded ones and less empty ones. Again, though, you're seeing these quads actually losing a lot of the battle, so you can make up for some of the way you are behind now. I did lose 2 V's there, though. Yeah, if you can even things up a little bit by trying to be efficient with the V's, trying to take them out. So yeah, pushing him back on this side, but behind this, he's on double arms dealer. He's still on 3 supplies and 1 oil. There's a supply and 1 oil ahead in terms of the economy. And he's got this artillery platform, so it's going to be very difficult to push into that, actually. And you can't really push this position because that bunker. The only way really at the moment is through the middle. Through the middle and probably straight to the base. He could then counterattack though here. But you see back at home, I've got loads of missile defenders. I messed my production up here, actually. For a while, I wasn't producing missile defenders, and then for a while, I wasn't producing Vs before, so... Yeah, my production... It's not hard just to click on your war factory and build a V, but sometimes... sometimes I'm not doing it. SiZe going for that counter-attack I talked to you about before. This is a good opportunity, though, to, again, make up some ground again. Because if you're really efficient with the V micro, you can just even things up by just killing this army for free. Did lose a Chinook, though, still. SiZe not upgrading to a palace, which is interesting. Remember what I said before as well, sometimes SiZe will make it look like he's going back and then he will turn around and target you again. That's exactly what he's doing here. Takes down the ambulance. Might take it down even another V here as well. Yeah, it does as well. These quads, when they get vetted, they're insane. It was only vet 1 before, then it became vet 2, but they take down Vs very quick if you go anywhere near them. My strategy quite late here. Took down a worker there, but here comes the next wave. SiZe also upgrading to a palace. He just keeps you busy with these quads. Over and over again. I lost my ambulance, so this is not going to auto-repair. There comes a tactical. That's a good little escape there, because really he's only killed the barracks with that TNT. But he has reset my strat. And behind us getting a palace. As soon as you see the first buggy out, it's instant GG, because you can't win on 4 Vs with no ambulance either. Oh, he's got a fully loaded tower as well. Oh man, that's bad, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes you take the risk with these towers. You've got to assume how many people are in there. Is it going to be 2 RPGs or 1 RPG, or is it going to be 4 or 5? And I think he had like 4 or 5 in there then. Takes down them Vs very quick. So I'm trying to make something happen with some decent V micro here, but we're already seeing the palace up now as well. And these Hellfires aren't all so good, actually. I'm making some ground here, but then there's 2 buggies out. Immediately your heart will sink. It's actually surprising he's actually quite late with them buggies. But now it becomes like, where do you even push into now? You can't really push here because it's the tunnel and the stinger. He's got quads and buggies there. Can't really push this position because of that and because of that. Can't really push his position. He's got 2 tunnels and a bunker. And that. So yeah, very difficult from this point. Got a worker pushing on the right side. Just got a ranger to kill that. Put it on guard mode next to the worker. But I think I actually target the tunnel a little bit here. So tried to go in that building, but SiZe actually evac'd that one and went inside of it. And I don't even know where that RPG's going. That missile defender's going. But now he's already on markets. There's so many buggies out. It's very bad. CC I'm trying to build. I'm completely in no man's land at this point. When there's that many buggies out, there's going to be a Jarman in a second as well. You're completely stuck. Here comes another wave of quads from big SiZe. Stop that worker on 73%. Could argue maybe I could carry on for a few more minutes there, but when there's that many buggies and the Jarman out, and you're that far behind in terms of economy, units destroyed actually. I actually destroyed more somehow. Just shows you how efficient you got to be with MVs. But yeah, well played to SiZe there. I actually stole that build order of SiZe and did it exactly the same to Dark 9. Like, workers all in the same place. And it went quads and all that kind of stuff, stealth some tunnels, and actually it worked quite nice on that map. So maybe on certain maps the quad strat just does work. Okay, moving into the next game. This was another fixed map by the sponsor, Poor. So down in the south, me with the GLA in the blue this time. And then up in the north this time we've got big SiZe with the USA in the orange. My memory serves me correctly, it's actually a pretty good game. this is a good one. So SiZe going for the 2 supplies. Now, interesting thing about this map is GLA can get inside of there with some RPGs and drop down a worker. Put some quads there, and actually it might be pretty hard for SiZe to do anything. I don't think I plan on doing that. Some people do it. Like Boyka likes to do it. What I actually thought was we'll go for tunnels out and about, but not too aggressive. Like, you do it there, it might get stopped down. It might get stopped by a dozer crush, and then the next V will follow it up, and then you won't have any presence in the middle. So you kind of want to do it a little bit forward, but don't be too greedy in the sense that it won't get up at all. So yeah, chosen to go here. Over here as well, because not only does it provide some safety over here, but also a safety for third supply if you want to go for it. And then at the same time, actually going for a worker over here. It might not get up, but if it does, it's actually a really strong 45 position here because you've got this one strong building. Build a tunnel there as well. The technical this time comes in from me. I think this is a tech RPG. But 5 ace. See what I mean about instantly dropping down a 5 ace? Rather than actually going for the crushers. Sometimes just dropping down the 5 ace earlier on is better because it works out. Stopping that technical or stopping the first worker and losing your dozer. But now, that tech RPG hasn't really achieved all that much. I'm thinking you've got to save these. You've got to do something more with these. The TNT comes in and hit the 5 ace. Yeah, you got to do something more, like in the first game. You got to do something more. If you just lose all these now for free, that's not going to be so great. So SiZe is waiting patiently behind here. We've got this terrorist locked onto a dozer. SiZe slowly killing that. Yeah, I did manage to get this position up, and actually I've got a similar thing going on to in the first game. But I don't manage to take down that supply this time. Lost 2 technicals. Ideally, they should still be alive. SiZe is losing RPGs. Sorry, missile defenders. But SiZe coming in from multiple angles now. Micro in behind there as well, and all them RPGs died. Not the greatest, I have to say. That was nice TNT. Actually, even forgot about that one. Still took down a V, which is kind of okay. I never technical went down. Not the greatest attack in the world. He's still got both dozers. He only lost a 5 base. I don't know if he even... Did he lose just 1 V? Did lose some missile defenders.
missile launcher right here.
But overall, it's kind of an okay position. But this time I have expanded to that third supply, the all-important third supply. Decide to let that V go, actually, because the laser lock from those could have actually sent me behind there with the technicals. Yeah, I did pick off a few there. Did go back in and then pick off a few of the stragglers. Pretty quick palace. Because that fast third supply then really helps pay for that. So it's kind of unlocking it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have both of those. You'd have to be taking money out of your production here to pay for that palace. So actually going for that third supply is very, very important. Here comes... I think that's a TNT from me. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a nice one, actually. This is a juicy one. Remember what I said before about being greedy? Well, this time I actually got 5 terrorists inside of it. And he scores a double. I think getting that out alive is just a consolation. Big bonus. Added salt to the injury. But I did see SiZe was going for the oil and refinery. Building a stinger there just to hold in case SiZe decides to push out with that. One could say that SiZe should be pushing out with that. It's only got 1 fully loaded V though. Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't really achieve anything. But I am chasing this V though. Yeah, SiZe is inside of that. It doesn't have an animation actually. It doesn't change when there's someone inside of it. I don't think I stopped that second range there. Would be nice to stop that. Yeah, he does get it. Because then he's just going to use that ranger then to get the oil. It's suddenly slowed him down a little bit. But nevertheless, he is still slowed. Got my palace up now. Oil and refinery very slow from me though. But the benefit is that palace is up. Get a few buggies out now and you can pick off the Vs for free. So I was trying to get these buildings. You don't really want to let the USA get these. Don't want to let anyone get these. Yeah, and he's now got 2 out of 3 of these buildings. Definitely don't want to let him get that one because you're seeing these artillery platforms. They're in an annoying position as well because it's actually quite a strong position. But now the buggies are out. Should hopefully be able to start picking off these. One gone down so far. Now really it's about holding. Don't want to really let him break through this position. Kind of hold. Oh, this is a little bit sloppy for me. Kind of hold until you get enough buggies out. And try to get a buggy ammo upgrade as well, which just upgraded the market. Is that another TNT actually? What even is that? Have I forgotten about that? That's a TNT. Oh, that could have been pretty good actually. I didn't even know I forgot about that. It looked like 3 terrorists. Could have got the barracks and maybe a dozer. But this is pretty bad. Even though I've got my palace up and got buggies out. So it's still winnable. But letting him have that and that means all these Vs are going to repair for free. Yeah, ideally you want to be holding that position. It's a very, very important strategic position. SiZe, interestingly, after reviewing this replay, he actually went to water factories then and went more MTVs. I think realizing actually you've got the refinery, 10% reduction on all your vehicles means you can produce loads more. And when the buggies are actually out, if they're fully loaded and you lose a V, it's more expensive of a loss. But actually, if you've got loads of empty ones with Hellfires, maybe that's the way to go. So he does get quite a big army. For me, I didn't really realize in the game if these were all fully loaded or not. I actually saw it and thought, oh my god, they're all fully loaded. It's actually really bad. But even though he lost a big strategic area and he's got a lot of Vs out, it's all about preservation of these buggies. If you just keep picking off the Vs, preserving these units, picking off the Vs, each little battle will add up and you should win. Jarman doing a little bit of moonwalk there, it looked like. Yeah, SiZe selecting from this point now, so just switched into a couple of quads to make sure he can't collect. Another V there gets picked off. SiZe still double producing on these Vs. So just trying to be as efficient as possible with these buggies. Pick off as many of these as you can. Keep his army small. Got the workers' shoes, I believe. Yeah, got workers' shoes. And just buggies and quads, and now that's all you should need to make. Where's the Jarman? Yeah, Jarman quite important as well at weakening this army. I think that TNT that went in before, if that was 4 terrorists and actually hit one of these buildings, that could have had quite a decent impact rather than just wasting it, because I wasted it really. SiZe on A10. Is it going for the oil, it looks like? Oh. I managed to get power. That's why I was asking where the Jarman was. Asking myself. Over here where all these shots are, I managed to grab a dozer. I was sending the Jarman in and there happened to be a dozer there, so I just grabbed it. I don't think SiZe actually even realized until he uses the intelligence later on from the strat. But yeah, being on power and palace and 3 arms dealers, which is what I'm on, is actually huge. And the bounty money as well. So now all we really have to do, even though this is a gigantic army, all you have to do is hold against this. Hold against this and you win the game. And even if he gets in here and clears all this, make him pay by losing this entire army with OK Micro on the buggies. So here I thought, okay, we're going to lose the power at least, probably. Did build 2. Probably shouldn't have built them in the same place. Probably should have built them spread out a bit. But even if he kills that, we have to make him pay by losing as much of this army as possible. You see, a lot of it is already dead, and I'm getting the bounty money for it as well, and the XP. Even though SiZe is actually ahead in terms of the XP. But we have to make him pay by chasing all of this out. Make sure every unit dies. Because still got enough cash here. Got 5k. SiZe is on his standard 10k float. Crazy. So my economy is quite weakened here because that's about to be mined out. That's about to be mined out. And that third supply has been stopped by SiZe. But I'm gaining all this extra bounty money. And even though I've lost my power, I'm still on... I'm still on 3 arms dealers. SiZe actually gone for Raptors this time. I think he did split fire and took out 2 buggies there. That's been taken out, so that gives me a 200 XP boost. So I'm only a little bit behind SiZe in terms of XP now. Probably going to be ahead in a second. But a Raptor there gets a shot for free. I don't know if he killed 1 or 2 buggies there. I want to expand back over to that ASAP. Got 12.6k left. Yeah, he's lost the supply that was there before. He's lost his war factory there, which is a big blow as well. Here's the Colonel Burton here, which I didn't actually realize in the game. As long as you've got a couple of quads there, these buggies are protected. Got junk repair, but no AP ammo. don't know if that's a mistake by me. Junk repair good as well. Picked off a power for free. Here comes some vanilla raptors of big size. Loses one though for just killing a tunnel down to the hole. Not worth it, I don't think. But I think he realized he can't use them on these buggies right now because so many quads there. Got to be careful not to lose buggies here to the laser lock. Did lose a strong one, but he did lose $1,500 worth of MDs. Colonel Burton's still just chilling around here, but he's lost both of them buildings now. He had a dozer there building a drop zone, which has been stopped. Keeps hitting that supply, realizes there's 13k there for me to have. And actually, I'm mined out on my main, manned out there, and he's hitting my oil. So actually, my economy ain't great. Was expanding there. He's going to stop this as well with the burn, with the knife. Which I did notice in the game. I noticed that had been stopped by a burn. But, to be honest, my economy's still not that bad because I've got 4k in the bank. And as long as I'm still involved in fights, I'm getting the bounty money, whereas SiZe is not getting the bounty money. SiZe also invested 5k into a particle cannon. And he's not been allowed to collect from here as well. I could cancel that and get 1,500 back if I want more of an army. Yeah, GPS scramble. I actually didn't used to get GPS scramble at all, but after seeing more and more pros using it, and it's actually... It gets you such favourable battles because the enemy literally can't see you. It's actually pretty good. But at this point, he's in a very bad situation because I'm on level 5 and Frax Bomb's been used on top of his airfield. His raps are going to die. I thought there could be something coming here. So rather than just hang around in the same place, actually just move out a little bit. Got to be wary if he's used the leaflet, could be fuel air bomb somewhere as well. There you go. There's a fuel air bomb. And yeah, at this point, you've got to be thinking, if SiZe hadn't invested 5k into a particle cannon and the necessary power to go along with it, would he be in this situation, or would he have been able to hold? It's quite a nice Spectre, actually. He took down 3 units so far. But I've got another wave of units to come. Only just expanding to that third. Could have got that a bit faster. But he did good at keep hitting it, to be honest. I'm thinking I'm going to get myself another dozer. Yeah, get myself another dozer anyway.
You are victorious.
So yeah, at the end of that game, SiZe said, "Oh, you have no economy," as if it was like only a close win for me there. I mean, in the end, I had loads of units in his base, and it didn't feel like I was low in economy because I had all the cash bounty money and I had a big army, and I was always able to produce. I didn't feel myself ever low on cash. But looking back there, even though I was expanding to that extra supply in the bottom left, he is right. If I'd have lost all that army, I would have been on no cash. But the thing is, I did have all the army, and it was bringing in all the cash bounty. So... yeah, should SiZe have made a particle there? I think probably not. Maybe he's been watching Marikar play too much. Anyway, GG. On to the next. Okay, so remember the theme. SiZe likes to go for his quads, whereas I like to go for the technicals and the tech RPGs, the TNTs and stuff like that. SiZe will still do TNTs, but he also likes to go for tunnels and quads. And I think the last time I played him on this map, on this matchup, when he was GLA, I got wrecked in about 3 minutes. So, yeah, and I think I got wrecked just simply by standard tech RPG, TNT, and then a bunch of quads, and I think he wrecked me very, very fast. So that was in my mind. So you got to play some spot on USA here. So I'm in the north this time. It's the USA in the blue. Big SiZe in the south with the GLA in the orange. I think the more and more you watch SiZe play now, well, a lot of the GLA players at the top, they're always making a couple of terrorists in the beginning, put one on guard mode there, one on guard mode there. So the USA dozer drop anymore isn't really a thing because pretty much everyone is just putting the terrorist over there. There is a point in time, though, where they're putting the terrorist over here. They think, okay, the dozer drop's not coming now. So now I'll send it away. Now I'll send it over here and prepare an actual proper TNT. So at this point, now it's droppable. when that terrorist has buggered off a little bit. Yeah, there is a point in time now. But here I've gone for the forward dozer again. But see, I mentioned this before. I crush one unit here. SiZe messes that attack up a little bit. But if I'd have just built a fire base like back here, it would have got up. But the fact I sent it forward, going for the crush and stuff, it's not gonna work now. SiZe has gone for that trick that I mentioned before, get inside of that building and actually put down a tunnel. I think the way to stop that is to actually just get one of your units early on and drop it inside of it. I think to send a V all the way around and go inside is actually quite slow. Yeah, SiZe stops that dozer in the end with the extra RPGs from here. So I was going for a tunnel on the left. Yeah, I should be cancelling that really, get my extra 1,000 back. Same thing happens here that happened on Arctic. Look at them ranges. They're in, but they're not in. Yeah, straight away, that's bad. Because now he's not only secured this position, he's killed them ranges, he's killed a Chinook. I now have to long distance collect from here, and just from experience, he'll then pop a quad from here, and he'll put it there. And then all of a sudden you won't be able to do anything. This is good for me though. Look at his stack RPG runs in to a full army of Vs. Now what I can do here is actually drop down a fire base. Little pro tip there for you. I can build from a safety. Drop down a fire base, get enough units out so he can't go for another kind of attack on the base, and actually just push and got to do damage with this. You have to win with this now or do severe damage to the GLA because I'm way behind. He's got a hold of this position, which is ridiculous. He's already on an oil, apparently. This is the time when he's going to be weakest, or when the time you're going to have the most opportunity to do something. That's actually a very close terrorist. Could have lost a V there easily. Probably cost me the entire game. Yeah, right then, right there. I realized he popped his quads out there, so thinking, okay, let's go over here, kill a free supply. I'm actually ahead in terms of XP, killing these tunnels and the RPGs and stuff. Yeah, he decides to go and chase this. And I thought I'm going to have to evac this position in a second, so try and kill all these workers and get out of there so he can't immediately drop down a tunnel again. Yeah, all about the V micro, especially when you're behind. You need the most amazing V micro. That's going to go a little bit low, it looks like, so pull that one back. I think at this point, SiZe typed to me, how much micro training have you done with Vs or something like that, he said. I said level 87. Yeah, because he seems to not be able to kill these, but it's just quads, man. If you micro your Vs correctly, the quad should not be able to kill the Vs. That's just the way it is. You've got to be careful of the RPGs. They're the things that can catch you off guard in groups. Yeah, it was probably that point where he said, how much micro training have you done? Because he thought he was going to get that one, but apparently not. Yes, I'm still only on 1 supply. SiZe is on 3, plus an oil, plus a refinery. So still need to do more damage here. But again, it's these quads for SiZe. It's a major strategic weakness. It's only collecting on 3 workers there on his men too. So you got to make these Vs work. Here comes another V from me. Is that fully loaded? Oh, it is actually. That's going to be a big addition to this. Fully loaded Vs are the anti-quad. That's what you need. Got to be aware of a counter-attack though. And if he does go for a counter-attack and you know his units are out, that means you can close down these tunnels without messing around. You know that he can't have many units in there. There's another free kill. Yeah, so now I'm less hesitant to actually move in because I know his quads are here. But this fire base and a few MDs actually stop him completely going to the base. So he's losing his arms dealer here. Still got to be careful because now his units have gone back inside of the tunnel. He could pop again. He pops back here actually. And when he's chasing you like that, the GLA's chasing you with quads like that. Now you know you can engage that tunnel because the quads are here. So that's another free bunch of kills here. Look at the XP difference. Despite how good SiZe's strategic play was, just look at the XP difference. Yeah, so bit of a race against time here as the USA trying to stop the GLA from just sprawling out back all over all the map. So killing that oil. We've got to kill these things as fast as possible. These units not attacking. And then quickly move out, because you'll go up here now to clear this position, but then he's already expanded back here. Or you go back and kill back here, but then he's fully expanded and got a new base up in the top right, which he's got these two buildings. So actually, yeah, I did think about, do we kill that refinery anyway, because he's going to have the other one? They don't stack, but if you kill one out of two, it doesn't do anything. But you're wasting time in terms of killing these buildings. Got two control groups going on here. I think I've got this army on 3. That army on 4. Distracting him a little bit here. Don't want to try and do too much. If you try and do too much, you will lose these. But what you can do is distract him, make him pop his stuff, and then go and clear elsewhere. He's actually expanded here with no tunnel. So that's another free kill. Pathfinder's now outstop his RPGs. So yeah, still a race against time. You want to clear him as much as possible because he's doing true GLA style tactics. He does go for a counter-attack here though, which sometimes, as I mentioned before, he likes to do. He's taking control of this mid position as well, but luckily my CC finished. I was hoping he went here because I just got A10. So amazing hit there. Something weird happened with the missiles there on the V. But that A10 was a really nice position because luckily he went here. I was thinking, please go here, please go here. He went there and just clicked the A10. It's going to appear straight away. No chance to react. And SiZe is dead. So actually, yeah, I think I came back from behind there because the start was really, really awful. But then with some decent V-micro and just a straight push down the middle out of desperation, try and make something happen. Actually ended up getting the win. So yeah, GG. Okay, jumping into the next game then. So we're leading, doing pretty well here. This is Big SiZe's map choice this time. So all the other ones so far were fixed, and then SiZe, I think he thought because he lost the last one or because he's losing in general, he could choose the next one. To be fair, that's the usual rules we do. He does like this map a lot, and he plays it a hell of a lot as well. And typically, I don't hate this one as much as the Arctic Lagoon, but typically it's not one of my favorite maps, just because I know other people really, really like it, and you tend to avoid their strong maps. But have watched a lot of replays of it, like Xgal versus SiZe and Fargo versus Xgal, and all the kind of pros playing it. So have acquired better strats over time. So it's not horrendous for me, this map, but it's still not one of my favorite. So SiZe is going for a 1 supply and a drop. It looked like he was going to drop that position, but actually that tunnel was so fast and they actually had a terrorist there anyway, because a lot of people like to drive their dozer down the middle. But he is going for that position. That's actually a mistake there from me, because he could have shot that tunnel and cancelled it. I could have lost $800. I actually even made him another mistake there. He could have cancelled that one as well. That wasn't like a scaffold abuse. It's literally just me frantically thinking, oh my god, he's going to have both oils and doze dropping me back at home. So yeah, you don't want to let him get both of these oils and stop that flanking position and be crushing your work, because it's quite an annoying thing to play against. Yeah, he does grab that one. I'm kind of secretly hoping now, if I get my technical over there fast enough, maybe he hasn't got this one. I have gone for an oil cap of myself, Get in this middle building. Luckily, he haven't got this one. When I saw that one, my heart sank. But luckily, when I saw this one, he hadn't captured it yet. I thought, okay, it's as good as him having his side and me getting my own side. But actually, with me capturing that back now, it's actually not too bad of a situation. I think I had a... Did I have a tunnel there and he's just crushed the worker? Don't want to let USA grab hold of this side. You want to take everywhere. You want to take the middle. You want to block off this flank. And I also want to stop him from just spamming MDs from here and taking all of these buildings. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Bring in a tech RPG. Important moment, actually, that dozer escaping. Yeah, so I just want to camp this. Stop the MDs being produced here. SiZe is bringing more Vs. I've actually brought a worker as well, which has actually now gone inside of that building. SiZe building another barracks back here. No need to rush things here at the moment. There's not a lot I can do. Technicals here can't go close to that building. The best I can do is just trade these buildings. But he's got more buildings to fall back on. He's got 2 Vs here as well. Plus he's building a firebase on this. But actually what I think is there's actually not that much else I can do here. Maybe the best thing is to just go down the middle and do a counter-attack. Luckily, I catch him with only a few Vs here. And these technicals... Do I have... Yeah, I've got RPGs in here as well. So actually... I was actually pleasantly surprised to see only 2 Vs there. That's actually pretty good because SiZe is focusing purely here. I always say if you can't win the battle in one place, take the battle to where you can win it. And that was a pretty good example there. But it went better than I thought because I thought he would have more back at home. Turns out he did invest a hell of a lot down here. Taking down his other dozer. See, actually, that dozer escaping before was actually a pivotal moment because he would be hunted now. Probably would be GG right now, actually. Also, them 2 Vs there, which actually I don't think are fully loaded.
Unit lost. Those
2 Vs there could have been chased down by me. I got loads of technicals. I could have easily just left these RPGs on guard mode, clearing these buildings. Could have chased that and ended the game right there. Realizing SiZe has got this position over on the left, thinking I need to catch up in terms of supplies, expanded to a 3rd. I have now got 3 oils on that side, plus that one. Thinking here, whilst these Vs are here, get my technicals here. Trap them, because they can't go into them buildings, because they'll die. And he also can't go back, because these technicals are going to be here, so now his Vs are trapped. And that's pretty much only 2 units at the moment. So that's an already 1 game, that should be, really. Now go close to this firebase so it can't shoot. Got a few super techs in here, I think, maybe 2. Technical goes forward, gets the crush here, and SiZe in a very bad situation. That's it, GG. 5 minutes 26. That actually went pretty good. I was actually pleasantly surprised there because I thought when he was doing that dozer drop, if he grabbed them top 2 oils and left that kind of bridge position open without me having a closed tunnel there, then I actually thought I would lose. But yeah, luckily somehow still managed to pull through. It was actually quite a decent game from my side. So yeah, GG. Okay, so I only need 1 more to win here. Best of 11, first to win 6. Again, having watched loads of the pros play this at the top level, SiZe will sometimes like to do 2 supplies, barracks, get some oils, and then do a later war factory. In the previous game, we saw him do 1 supply and go for the oils. But actually, what I see a lot of the time is that one of the safest options is to just do a normal build, 2 supplies, war factory barracks, box your dozer in, make some Vs, and actually the plan here is to push this position and then push into his main base, because that's like the most open. There's no buildings here, whereas there's loads of buildings in the mid, or 2. Loads of buildings over here. You could get squashed here, but actually here is very open. So actually that was the plan. Gone for a dozer drop here. Seems SiZe's tunnel here is slower and he's not got a terrorist there, so can manage to stop this worker. Want to make sure you collect on different supply crates here. I hope I'm doing that, but that looks a bit weird at the moment. I think it's collecting. I'm not 100% sure though. Is that just not collecting? Oh man, is that just not collecting? What the hell have I done there? Oh, that is really awful, isn't it? I've literally clicked it and it's not even collecting. Didn't even know that. Oh, that is bad. I'm really only collecting on 3 Chinooks. That's really bad. SiZe likes to go for his fast oil as well. So I did want to stop that Rebel, knowing he'll probably make another one and he'll get it eventually. Bit of a trade-off there, but just looking at that now, that's hurting my brain, man. What a misclick that is. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this map does favor GLA. Man, that's painful just watching it. I can't even stop thinking about it. But SiZe has got tunnels everywhere. It's got garrisons everywhere. I think there was a period of time I said before about my production not being 100% on point. Probably because I'm only collecting on the 3 Chinooks, but also I wasn't producing Vs or missile defenders for a while here. So actually a V count probably should be a little bit more. But sticking with the strat of I want to push this position. What SiZe is doing though is because he's done his tunnels like hugging this position, this does leave that area completely wide open. Interesting strat the SiZe is going for though. Oh man, that's bad. Tech RPG fully loaded and there's loads of tentacles. Tried to do some laser locks here. But then all of these Vs now are empty. All going to get cleared. Back home, I've got 6 MDs. That's an instant GG. Everything went bad there. But looking back, especially that 4th Chinook not collecting, SiZe just executed it perfectly and mine was abysmal. So yeah, 5-3. Okay, so finally my map choice now. And this one is called Irish Front. So this time I'm the GLA in the blue at the top left. And SiZe is the USA in the orange. Now, if you watch the recent stream, the most recent stream that I did, I played this map. And I said actually a very viable strat is actually send your first worker, or whatever it may, yeah, first worker. Would you send a USA Dozer? Maybe you can send a USA Dozer against the GLA. But send your first worker over here and try to get these crates. They're $200 each. It's $1,000 there and $1,000 there. So if you get yours, you're getting a 1k and you're getting a 2k. You're getting 1k from there, 2k total. I don't know if SiZe even knows or even remembered that these crates are here. Don't think he even remembered, but actually, sending my first worker, look at a draw, I managed to get all of the crates. So straight away, I'm at a 2k advantage. I've got 2k more than the opponent. It's almost like an April Fool's map. But those crates are known. So they were in SiZe's vision, but SiZe just decided not to send his first dozer or whatever forward to get that position. What would have actually even been worth it is if SiZe had made a 3rd dozer, gone to get those crates and crushed some stuff. It would have been better because it would have stopped me getting it, and it would have paid for his dozer, and it would have provided some annoyance for the workers. So yeah, I get a 2k cash bonus here, which allows me to get all my tunnels, 2 supplies and everything. I don't think I invest my money too wisely here. I actually think a 3 supply build order. Getting all them crates, I think 3 supplies is actually pretty good. I actually wanted to get inside of them buildings, but because SiZe has done this barracks here, he actually shuts this one down. Yeah, I don't know what's inside this. Is it a terror? Don't know, but I played this map quite a lot. I feel comfortable on this map, and I think other people are probably less comfortable on this map because they're focused on like Sand Scorpion. I've actually played a lot of this recently, like Queen Muff. I played Dark 9 on it a bit, I can't remember. But yeah, I actually quite like this map, especially when you get those 2k crates in the beginning. It's a very nice start. But yeah, I always felt here my cash wasn't that great. Probably the reason why. 3 workers and 4 workers. Dropping down that third, but if you look at my cash, it's never really that high. I think I picked off 2 MDs there. SiZe shuts down a tunnel. I do see his Ranger get dropped off though, because there's still a division there for a second. Yeah, so I see his Ranger. I know he wants to go for it, so I think I need to put some RPGs here at least, because those RPGs will win the battle against that building. If he starts collecting it, if he starts capturing it, then they'll take down the Ranger as well, or I can just force fire the oil. I've got to stop that. SiZe actually collecting from here, but because I haven't gone for the quad strat, I'm not actually able to stop that. Taking down that building. It's quite a big animation there, a big explosion. Went in for another attack here, but he likes to make Crusaders. And Crusaders and MDs are actually very good against technicals. So yeah, decided to bail on that situation. I think I only lost 1 technical there though. So I still collect him from my side. Cheeky little boy. But yeah, my cash here always didn't feel that great. You see here, even now, I'm on 3 spies. And I started with a 2k bonus. The damage I've done so far is okay, but it just always felt it was a little bit on the low side. But I think it's mainly because of the amount of workers. I think I've upped it now. Maybe should have upped it a bit sooner. Ooh, do I get that one? Yeah, that's a nice kill. That was a Vet 2 one. That's a beast of a kill there. Okay, so stop that Ranger. Got an aggressive tunnel here now. So I can put pressure on this situation. I think, do I see... At some point I see this being built, and I think I got to stop this because that'll leave this area weak. The SiZe saves his dozer. He has got another one there. Yeah, so I kind of want to stop that firebase and leave this area weak for him. Picked off 1V, which is decent. Picking off the ambulance is decent. He's got 2 ambulances, though. But he has killed a lot of my technicals and a lot of RPGs as well, so... Not 100% ideal, because I didn't stop the firebase either. He's still collecting on 3 Chinooks. He's got 2 here. I think, yeah, just my scaling up here is just not amazing. I go to drop down to 4th now. Just felt like in the game I should have been stronger, or should have won the game now because I already had that 2k bonus. Like, how is he still alive when I've had a 2k bonus? I've started with effectively 12k. I already had a decent TNT, already took down his first V with a tech RPG, and still haven't won the game. I felt like, yeah, I should have won by now. That's how I felt in the game. But I suppose looking at the map, he is surrounded by blue. I've expanded there, although I need more workers. I've expanded there. I think oils are a massive part of getting your economy rolling. It's alright dropping down supply after supply after supply, but I think the oils do really provide a big core of it, because you get $200 every 12 seconds. I mean, the economy's good now. Now I have got like 5 supplies. Got to stop SiZe from also scaling up his economy though, which is this oil. Even if it means suicide in 1 technical, it's good to delay it and stop it, because if you get SiZe on a couple of oils, it's gonna be a hard time, I tell you. Yeah, this position gets cleared out, but as long as the garrison some of these buildings, should be okay. Wanted to try and trap some Vs here, but I don't want to take a bad engagement just for the sake of it, because it's already kind of an okay position for me. Actually a very good position, because the map's surrounded in blue. Even gone for like, what is that, a 6 supply or something? Palace only going up now, so still felt kind of vulnerable because if the V micro is insane, you're going to have a lot of technicals and going to have to get a good surround. He's got some buildings like this which are hard to engage near or go near. Did pick off a few technicals there. Is he going to lose that V? No. She's still a little bit afraid of that because if he gets close, if he manages to squeeze through here, gets there, it could be bad. Technicals coming in from the rear here, but that building's still being annoying. Picked off 2 units there. But this is good though. Picking off his Vs when you've got all this on the map as well is good. Realizing he's going for that oil again. Stopped it again. That's very decent. My oil expansion is poor. Just could have made a couple of rebels ages ago. I always had like 5k or 4k. Could have done that. Got a vetted technical there. Even though he's expanded there, I don't know if I've had many workers there at all. And he's going to now clear it. Yeah, worth selling. Yeah, to properly get rolling now, I need the palace. Need to get the buggies out and Jarman. Behind this, SiZe not gone for a strat or a CC. He could have built a CC because he could be using the A10 now. That's a bad fight from me. Yeah, that's bad. I do stop his ranger though. That's kind of good actually. Even though I lost 2 technicals, still good to stop his oil cap. I've delayed it long enough now. I think he finally will capture it though eventually. See, my oil cap is like horrendous. I was so worried about them Vs actually pushing through and getting to the arms dealers that actually my oil cap was late. Do I manage to stop this though? Nah. When his Vs are so close like that, you can't even really click. And even if you do, it won't go there because there's something blocking it. Still got that bunker pretty fully loaded, so that's good. Anything I can chip away from here now is good. Now the buggies start to stream out. With such a big control of the map, and if I get those oils as well, it should be a good position. I was worried a little bit. He's collecting from the mid. Still got a supply here. Still a supply here. I did think he was on 3 supplies, effectively, because he's going from there. He's clearing out this position, which is hard to use the buggies. And he's on an oil, so I was still worried a bit about his economy. I'm almost level 3, so I could be able to CC soon and get the cash bounty. But this position's annoying, like... It's on a bit of a hill. Buggies don't always work amazing on a hill. There's a lot of MDs here as well. But this is a prime opportunity to pounce, and if executed well, you can clear this position. SiZe no laser locks there, amazingly. And now that's cleared, I think I've dropped down a CC there just to get the cash bounty. But now that's cleared, now it should be quite a straightforward win, really. Get these oils. And just chip away all day at his Vs. That should be the way for victory. Re-expanded here. Got to get those worker shoes and buggy ammo. Yeah, Crusaders are so strong. It took 4 buggies to take down there. Here comes an A10 from SiZe. Luckily I got enough cash, so anything he kills here can just be rebuilt. All the workers there survive as well. John McKell's now out. He's only taken down 1 arms dealer. Still got another 2, so... I suppose the question is, do you even rebuild that 3rd at this point? But yeah, this oil cap should have been sooner. I think this game could have been closed out. To be honest, he's not got that many Vs. Not upgraded that yet. Yeah, a lot of RPGs here to stop him collecting. That's his only supply now. He's on no oils as well, so... Thinking about it, probably is a massive GLA map. He gets a little bit close to the buggies here, but the thing is, you've just got to preserve these buggies. It's just all about preservation. You take down his Vs for free. He's collecting over here now with 52 Chinooks. But But at this point, you should be getting the bounty. Got all of the map. Got 2 oil advantage. I'm getting the bounty money. But at this point, it should be unwinnable. Don't know how he's cleared that. Should be unwinnable for SiZe now because just a 2 oil advantage alone. Buggies. John and Kelly's now out as well. Oh, he's cleared it with flashbangs. There we go. Put them inside of there, and then he won't be able to collect it all. Besides, that's no units. And that's why I chose this map, because I like it. I'm comfortable on it, and usually perform well. So yeah, that was the challenge. It was actually quite a long set, 1 hour and something. I don't know exactly how long it was. But yeah, usually I don't like watching my replays back because I know exactly what happened at all times, apart from when that Chinook wasn't collecting. But I know some people like me actually talking through the strategy and things I was thinking and whatever. So yeah, GG. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.